Never buy a PMAG again. Well, today I'm here to talk about why you should never buy another PMAG again. As you can see, I have a whole box full of PMAGs, and the ones on top here are all mags that have failed. You see the arrows are pointing to the yellow marks where it indicates where the mag has failed. These ones here are empty, and you can still kind of see a good gap of where the plastic or the polymer has split, or where it's failed. It's happened on, I think, about 8 PMAGs. Here's another one here, and here is a PMAG that is fully loaded, 30 rounds, and you can see the gap is a lot larger on the one that actually has the 30 rounds in the magazine. That's because the springs down here, all that tension, all that pressure is being forced to the top and is making these PMAGs fail. When all that pressure is coming up, these two sides are shooting outwards in, like, to the right, to the left. Okay, so all that pressure is coming up and it's forcing it to come out like that. As you see here, so when the mag is loaded, it actually goes like that, and you can see how big that crack or that failure is. And this one here, it actually runs all the way along down here to the side, but unloaded, you think it only stops there. But in reality, if I loaded this magazine up, you would see that this is basically coming off. I mean, these were probably dropped a couple times, nothing too harsh, nothing too bad, no torture tests were done to these mags. These are just magazines that see pretty much everyday use, and they're just failing. They stay fully loaded all the time, and all that pressure from them just sitting is causing these mags to fail. So, as you can see, I have a good amount of PMAGs all stored in this storage container for when, when shit hits the fan. I have 15 mags, well, actually 18 that I keep in this storage container, and I'll do another video on a storage container at a later date. So when these started failing one by one every couple weeks, I went ahead and checked out my mags that I keep in the storage containers that aren't being put in a gun every day. They just sit fully loaded in here, and mine here are pretty good. None of them seem to have any failures, but they're not getting put in guns every day, dropped here or there. So they're kind of decent. What I'm going to do now in this storage container is I'm probably going to download about 3, 4, maybe even 5 rounds and treat them as 25 round mags, just to alleviate some of that pressure, that forward pressure coming to the top. Hopefully I can save these mags and they don't split, because this is my box for when shit hits the fan. The PMAGs, you can go in your safe, pull out a PMAG and take a look at it if the camera's not capturing the seam where it looks like they put the two halves together and it runs all the way down right here. And that seems to be where all the failures are. Put these back up. So I haven't contacted Magpul about this. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. If any of you guys are watching this video and you guys have issues or had the same problems with your PMAG, let me know. I'm just kind of curious. These magazines were all purchased at the same time about a year ago, and I mean, for 14-15 bucks times however mags, like, it gets a little expensive. You know, you put money out there, you want a solid product that's going to last you, not something like this. You know, God forbid that you use PMAGs on tour duty if you're in law enforcement or military. You know, I don't want to be putting this magazine in my gun when rounds are flying at me. But that made me think about the PMAGs. If the PMAGs are doing this and they're failing up here, what about my 60 round drum from Magpul, which is a lot of fun. The seam on here seems to be, like, I don't want to say reinforced, but you can't see it as much as you can on the PMAGs. And that may have been done because Magpul may have known that they're having failures with their PMAGs. But even though it's reinforced, this is still a 60 round drum. There's 30 more rounds in here. And when I push down on the follower here, that spring is really tough to push down. That is a lot of tension on this gun, and it's not even loaded. Like, I'm using this the lever here to help me push the spring down. That's a lot of forward pressure coming up here on the feed ramps and back here. And when I grab a PMAG empty, there's not that much spring tension on an empty magazine. However, when you throw the 30 rounds in there, more pressure. Okay, now double that rounds in here. I don't leave this one fully loaded. I read a review on it and said that you can, but I definitely don't trust it. I really don't want to leave this in my safe fully loaded and have this fail. These things are like 15 bucks. This thing was like $125. You know, I don't want to see this this get destroyed. This is just something fun for at the range. So take a look at it, guys. Go ahead and check your magazines, your PMAGs. See if you guys are having any failures. Again, if you're using them at work, check them. And all these ones I highlighted with a yellow marker so it could really show the crack. Some of them that are smaller, like this one here, take your empty mags, push the follower down, and just pull out a little bit and see if there's any cracking in any of your mags. I hope you guys kind of liked this review or public service announcement. You know, if you guys have bad mags out there, if you guys like it, please like my video, please share it, and as always, subscribe. Thanks for watching.